Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning has been on peace, which is simply defined as freedom from war, violence, or disturbance. The late great Mahatma Gandhi said, "An eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind." My next guest represents an organization that collaborates with schools and neighborhood organizations committed to nonviolence, social justice, and education. Tara Serebin is the Executive Director of the Peace Learning Center of Milwaukee. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. And if you would, right off the bat, tell us more about the Peace Learning Center of Milwaukee Incorporated and what it is you do.
What we do is we offer workshops for students from about 3rd grade to about 8th grade, as well as community organizations that are wanting to avail themselves of what we do. It's a day-long workshop where we're teaching kids and their teachers and sometimes their parents who come along as chaperones. We love when parents come along as chaperones. We're teaching them concrete skills that they can use for healthy communication and nonviolent conflict resolution, as well as doing a whole lot of community building within their groups. So they're coming with as a class and all the auxiliary people that are with their class so they can work on this together.
So as you just stated, you're working with both children and adults with the skills to manage daily conflict. And we all deal with conflict in some shape or form, whether it's somebody took your parking space at the grocery store, you know, for adults. And then for kids, that's many different levels, even from, you know, sharing toys and not leaving one of the kids out when you're playing, whatever the case may be. So really interesting, I think, when you look at conflict resolution in that perspective. How do you go about accomplishing some of your goals of bringing the community and building from there?
Well, when we bring kids in, we're doing a number of things. So we're talking to them about their part in conflict. We're talking to them about how they can work together to solve conflict. And then we're counting on them to be ambassadors. So they take the skills home. We give them a whole lot of reinforcement materials that they can take back to their classroom and continue to practice these skills. And then they take them into their families, and then they take them out into the community. And we don't look at reducing, we look at reducing conflict, but we also explain to kids that sometimes there's some value in conflict as long as it's handled in a respectful way. We wouldn't have civil rights if there was not for conflict that happened. And we talk a lot about some peace mentors that we can look to that helped to solve really large problems in nonviolent ways. Some of them are from Milwaukee, some of them are from other places in the United States, and some of them are international. So we have a lot of different ways that kids can kind of relate to these people and see the different techniques that they used to help solve large conflicts.
Yeah, and I started this segment with a quote from Gandhi, so that, of course,
who is one of the mentors that we have studied.
I'm sure of it. And then you have someone like Gandhi who influenced Dr. King, and you know, these are huge iconic figures whose whole concept is about peace and nonviolence. So I'm pretty sure those were people that you use in getting your message across. You also have what's called a Peacemakers Workshop, where you focus on mutual respect, personal accountability, and tolerance using 6 peace tools. What are some of those tools?
One of the very first tool that we teach kids is called a peace breath. And that's our elementary program. In our middle school program, we also teach them peace tapping. So we give them a tool so that they can, first and foremost, calm down and make good choices. And it gives them an actual thing to do so that they can get some oxygen to their brain and really pause the momentum of the conflict and begin to think about what they want to do next. So that's the first tool. We also give them an I message, which is a way to share your feelings in a respectful way, whether they're positive feelings or not so positive feelings. We teach them a rephrase, which is a way to be able to show somebody that you're listening to what they're saying. You've heard them. It doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with what they said, but you've heard them. And when you put an I message with a rephrase, that's the way you start a conversation. Once we've taught them those skills, then we teach them something called Ready, Set, Go, which is our kind of meat and potatoes conflict resolution program. It's a number of steps that they go through. They have one person who's a mediator or a facilitator, depending upon what the teacher or the group wants to decide to call them. And it's a little bit like peer mediation, but different in that we train everybody in the class. So everyone in the class is able to help other people solve conflicts. So that facilitator or mediator is able to take these two kids over in the corner and walk through this step-by-step series of questions to help them to come to what we call a win-win solution at the end, where everybody's happy. And it does a number of things. It empowers the kids with the tools to be able to do that. It takes that off of the teacher's plate so that the teacher is able to continue to teach. And these three kids are able to go over in the corner and work out their problem together.
People would be surprised how much time a teacher takes out of the school day to stop issues from occurring, or to take care of that one kid who's bothering everybody, or whatever the case may be. So I think that this is probably something that teachers really welcome with open arms.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
You've worked with over 60 Milwaukee area schools and empowered nearly 10,000 area children.
Actually, we're over 11,000 now.
That is awesome. Yeah, and the number continues to grow.
It does.
Yeah.
We're thrilled.
So you've got the middle school level of workshops, which you call Circles of Peace, where students learn to recognize biases, the role of technology in relationships, and inclusiveness. And that's a key thing when we talk about how technology has kind of woven its way into how we deal with each other. Because I think when I was in school, a lot of the conflicts started on the school bus, probably kids walking home from school or on the bus stop. But now the Facebook and Snapchat and Twitter, all of it allows you to take it with you everywhere you go. And that can be a major distraction for someone in school.
Absolutely. And not only that, but it is amazing what you will write and put out in cyberspace that you would never say to somebody.
True.
That's a huge piece of it. So we spend a lot of time talking with kids about what's appropriate, and we do a couple of different activities to help them to realize that once it's out there, they can't get it back.
Yeah.
You can't get it back.
You can erase it, but there's still ways that it's out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. So it just goes to show that times really have changed. They really have. And there's a lot of bullying. We know that has been a major topic over the years. And cyberbullying is one thing, but also part of bullying is having one kid say, don't talk to him or don't talk to her. And that causes a lot of problems in school, and even during the summer when the kids are out and they're just socially hanging out. So this is helping kind of give kids their own message on what's okay, and don't allow someone else to tell you how to treat someone else.
Yeah, and we talk about the three different roles. They're the bystander, whose role is pretty important, and what a bystander can do.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of role play, so they're able to test out some of these possibilities, some of these things to do, with a facilitator who, we've got our facilitators kind of trained to kind of take these different scenarios and take them in a different direction, and then the kids are actually able to respond to them in a positive way, and then and test out, what do I feel comfortable with? What do I want to try? While the rest of the group is kind of offering them suggestions. Why don't you try this? And somebody can get up and try it a different way and see how, our adult facilitator reacts to it, and the different ways that you might, be able to kind of change the momentum.
I find it all
like that
very interesting, and I think it's important for us to at least make sure, if there's someone out there watching who's a part of a school or organization, whatever the case may be, how do they get in touch with you, and how do they go about setting up a workshop or one of the programs that you offer?
They can contact us through our Facebook through our Facebook page or through our website.
Okay.
You know, it's an easy way to get a hold of us. And we're scheduling workshops already. I just got my first email to schedule for a workshop in October. So we'll start running workshops again right away in September. I like to get schools in as early as possible so that they have the whole year to continue to practice those skills with their kids.
Absolutely. And the website address is peacelearningscentermilwaukee.org, or they can give you a call at 414-350-4721.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I just wanted to mention as we wrap up is even we've talked about the young people, but adults alike, everybody's influenced by a lot of negativity and violence, whether it's on television, the movies, music, video games. It's all out there. How do you compete with kind of letting kids know that everything they see or experience isn't the way real life should be?
We do a couple of really interesting things, especially with our middle school students, where we do cultural literacy. And we actually have them come up with a list. We have the girls come up with a list of what are boys supposed to be. And the boys do the same thing. And then they kind of combine and they have these conversations. And then we talk about where they got those ideas and which ideas, you know, and most of them aren't true. You know, most of them are just blanket statements. But it's a way to start these conversations with the kids and help them recognize some of the things that they assume. You know, we look a little bit at advertising and some of the commercials that they see and how they get these ideas. So it's all, it gives them a great forum to start to have some conversations with each other.
Yeah, and be able to see through the subliminal messages that are out there. So
exactly, and recognize that they're even there.
Yeah.
So
well, I thank you. I think what you're doing is awesome.
Can I put a plug out there for a fundraiser that we've got coming up next Thursday at the California Pizza Kitchen in Bayshore? If you go to our website, you can print out the flyer and take it with you and go have some pizza, and we get 20% of the bill. So
sounds good. Well, I thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
It has been a pleasure. Tara Serebin is the Executive Director of the Peace Learning Center of Milwaukee Incorporated. And for more information about anything we've discussed, again, log on to peacelearningscentermilwaukee.org or call 350-4721. That is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues in Milwaukee. Have a great day.